Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick and today we've got a live trade for you. I'm in this trade right now. We're looking to take it to TP, which is only about 10 pips. So one-to-one risk on this, more or less one-to-one risk, slightly a bit more. But I'm only looking to take it here, which is, let's see, I think it's 10 pips. Yeah, it's 10 pips, so that will be equivalent to 1% on my account based on the leverage I've got on this account. Okay, so or on this move, should I say? So yeah, I've been gone for a little bit. I haven't been able to post as often as I would like, and that's because the kids are off school, so I don't get as much time as I like, as I'm used to. So I won't be able to post as often as I would like, but as I do. As I trade, and I think I could be trading less as well, to be honest, due to summer and the demands with family life and all that. But as I do, if I get any trades and I am able to record it, I'll get it out to you guys. So hit the subscribe button, stay tuned, and I'll get out these examples for you to see how I'm trading this. So let's talk about this move as it works its way up to TP, hopefully within this period of recording. H1. And let's see what we're looking at. So if you've been watching previous videos, we've seen we've been on an uptrend here. We've got into this zone here, which I marked out. If you go to daily, you can see what that zone is. You can see it's this supply zone here. Okay, this is the supply zone here. This is where price was, and it's saying all the way down to this last demand here, this major demand here where it started from. So it moved from this point, pull reversal, Quasimodo reversal here, and it's just been channeling up strong all the way up to these tops here. Okay, so previous videos you would have seen I called an entry from here and it to come down. I scalped that move. It reversed a lot quicker than I expected. Okay, I expected to take it from this move down to here. I expected a reversal down here, so I expected that move to come down here, but it didn't come down on that day. It pushed back up, got up here, then eventually it got down there. So we're right in the direction. It's just, you know, price does its thing. It takes its time. It moves when it wants to move, and this is why I scalp moves. Okay, so I was right that it was going to get down here, but not when. I didn't know when. Okay, and I did say in that last few videos. Okay, so this is what happens. That's why I just scalped that move and done. Okay, so price pulled back up, puts in a Quasimodo reversal now visible on the daily, and it pulls back down. Okay, but it's come down to this last demand. Okay, so this is like the last stand right now. So I expect a reversal pattern in here to try to push it back up. Whether it'll get back up to beat these highs and potentially beat these highs, we don't know yet. But this is the last demand, and as you can see, it's been respecting its lows. Yeah, this is the last low, so it's come down here. I expect to respect this low and try to push it back up if this pair wants to remain bullish. Okay, so we go H1 now, and you can see it's the same thing here. You can see there's a channel. I don't trade channels, but I'm just showing you there is a clear channel here. There's a clear channel there. Yeah, and then there's another one potentially forming here. Okay, forget that. And there's another one potentially forming here. Yeah, but I don't trade channels. It's just like drawing lines really. But point being is, if you look, price pushed up, pulled back to this demand, pushes up, pulls back to this demand, and that's what it's been doing. Okay, so pushed up here aggressively, and eventually it pulled back into this demand. So it pushes up here, had these little demands here, up, down, up, down, up, down, and potentially it's reversing now. Okay, because it's done a Quasimodo here. That's a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, so it's reversing. So it's come down so far, and it could potentially beat this low and go back there. That may happen. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. But for now, all I can do is trade what I see. So all these long breakdowns, let's just keep it simple, right? Trade what you see. So price has pulled back into a demand zone. Okay, why is it a demand zone? Because it pushed it. Price was bought up from here, pushed it up from there, and it's pushed up from the previous demand. So we know buyers are still active. TP, there you go. So we know buyers are still active. Yeah, so it pushed it up here, got into this supply and sellers got involved here and it pushed it back, beating these lower demands which weren't, which weren't worth much, which is why I never tried to trade it back up. I waited, and this morning it got down into this major demand zone here where price started pushing up from. I waited for a reason to buy it. Okay, so it got here this morning. Look how much of the move I'm missing. Got here this morning, and what I saw was my reversal pattern. So what we had there, Asian session, pole, flag, pole, flag, pole, flag. As far as I'm concerned, this move is done. Okay, so that's the Asian session move. So it's come down here and it's slowed down. Okay, so here, this is the start of the, I think it's Frankfurt session. I don't even know what exchange it is, but was it Berlin or Frankfurt? I don't know. But around this time, this is when the Asian session would have been done, and there's an exchange just before the European or the London session opens, an hour before the London session opens. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, that exchange usually is the start of London session moves. So that's a little tip for you. So London session may start at 8 o'clock for you. An hour before that, if you're London times, an hour before that, you may be finding the start of the move being produced. Okay, so anyway, that's when I tend to look at the charts around this time. So as you can see, we're trending down, had a little trend. We know we're in demand now. Yeah, higher time frame, zoom out if you like. We're nowhere in the demand zone that sent it up from here. Yeah, so let me slow down a little bit. This is the demand zone that sent it up. So price slowly trended down, got into that demand zone, got underneath this low. So we know anyone's looking to buy this, this is a good price. Okay, so got underneath this low and it put in our reversal pattern, which was a breaker structure on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so we had a trend up, down, respecting the highs, new low, lower high, new low here. But now to continue this trend, this should pull up, respect this last high and push down. It didn't. It broke the trend there. Okay, cool. So where do we jump in? We don't jump in straight from there. Okay, this could have just been manipulation, pushed up to get this better price, then push it down again. I get in when I see this. It broke this trend by pushing up there. It pulls back, holds there, then pushes up again. So for me, that's a pole, a flag, and a second pole. And what we're looking to do is catch the third flag. So when price pulls back into this zone, that broke structure for the second time, we're looking for a buy, okay, to take it up. Now, where can you take it to? Well, we can see an imbalance here. We can see price maybe just reversing just to get up into this base. And you could zoom out and look and see maybe price wants to remain bullish and try to push back into this zone again, okay, based on this supply. It may do that today, may do that right now. So that's where you could take TP. For me, the simplest thing is to take TP based on 1-to-1 or let me get my levels up. So trade history. So base TP on 1-to-1 or just the third push out, because that way you know you're going to bag the money and keep it simple and you're done for the day. If you put the right leverage amount, you know, you're done for the day. So for me, I risked roughly about 1%, a little bit more than 1%. It was about 0.3, 0.4, and I gained 1% here. Okay, I'm happy to risk a little bit more because I know these moves are, you know, it has a high win rate. I traded this enough times, so I'm happy to risk a little bit more. So my entry is there. My stop loss is underneath this low, so it's about 13 pips, and I could have taken that for a 1-to-1 as well. So 17 pips I got there, but I was happy just to get out there because I know this zone here could hold it and bring it all the way back down. So my entry, where's my entry? My entry is based off this pivot point here. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit more. So this is the pivot point that turned price around. Okay, where price broke structure. So it pushed up, pulled up, flags and broke structure. So when price pulls back in, I'm trying to enter based off this. As you can see, that should have been my entry there, and I could take it up further, right? And that would have been a really good entry. And if you wanted a tighter stop, you could have placed your stop underneath this last flag. That's why this flag is important, okay? I don't tend to place my stop loss there. I could have placed it there. I know I can. I backtested. I know I can. That's 7 pips. I have a 7 pip stop loss, and I could have got 20 pips move there. So 1 to 3, I know I could do that, right? But I know from backtesting that price from here could pull into this zone multiple times, even getting underneath here, just getting just here, 1 or 2 pips from here, then turning around and going. So I know the best place for me to place my stop loss would be underneath this low here. So that's why sometimes it looks like I'm risking more than I'm trying to win, but that's the best place to place it. So I'm just going through best practices. So that's what I'm trying to share with you. If you feel that this is risking too much, you can still do it 1-to-1. What you do, just use less money. You know, you'll get the move, but you use less money. If you put a tight stop loss, a few people are advising tight stop losses to me. I understand why. I appreciate your advice. The reason I do not use such tight stop losses is because I've seen this move play out multiple times where if I place my stop loss here, I see moves just tag my stop loss like 1 or 2 pips, then go, okay? So I know the best place for me to place my stop loss is at the bottom of this move, and sometimes that means I'm risking more than I'm willing to make. I'm okay with that. I just don't use too much money. This move, this setup for me works quite often. So in those situations I do lose, I'm okay. I'm not going to lose a lot of money. Okay, so that's why I'm happy to take a negative risk to reward ratio in some of these situations. Sometimes it's not a negative risk to reward scenario. It depends how much of the move I want to stick in, wait for it. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so anyway, back to what I'm saying. That's the entry. As you can see, it tapped it there, tapped it there, tapped it there. Why did I get in here? Sometimes it does not come all the way back here. It could use this here as a pivot point. I was looking at JPY. JPY doesn't always come all the way down here. It's very aggressive. Sometimes they'll use that as a reference point, tap into there and just goes, okay? So I use that as a pivot point, okay? Because when it pushes out here, it could enter here and go, or pulls further and go. And some of you know this as a break and retest. It broke structure here, pulls into the zone, retest here, you buy in there to take it up. That's the move. I don't, you know, forget all the labels. That's the move, okay? So that's it really. As you see, it played out really nicely. I got my trade today. That's the only trade I'm going to take today, because as I said, it's very difficult for me to trade while the kids are at home. So I'm going to try to keep it as simple as this moving forwards and try to be consistent. Might be a good thing. Trading less, using less money, taking my time. It should be a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Hope you've appreciated this. So if you have, hit the like button, and if you want to stay tuned and want more examples, hit the subscribe button so you could be notified when I release these videos. Okay, I'm signing out, people. Enjoy your holiday. Until next time, peace.